explore various restaurants, uncover delicious meals, and highlight each restaurant's signature dish.
Experience diverse cuisine types, unique atmospheres, and must-try dishes. Check it out on KBRFradio.com and the Fergus Now app.
New episodes air every first Friday of the month. Where to Eat, powered by Dandelion and Burdock, and Service Food of Fergus Falls.
It's Morning Talk on News Talk 1250 KBRF, brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. Now, here's Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop.
Good Thursday morning. It is 11 after 9 and looking at another couple stormy nights there, Mary.
Oh, goodness. I know. I always feel for you guys who have to come into the studio when we have bad weather to make sure that all of us know what's going on. I know it probably doesn't help, but we do appreciate you guys because I always rely on you guys to let us know if, especially at the lake, we've got cabins, so we have to, and we don't have a basement, so we have to kind of run for cover. Anyway, thankfully we have somebody in the neighborhood that allows us to do that, but it's sure nice because I know I can trust the weather coming from you guys and when to take cover.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, if one of our stations goes off the air because of a power outage, you can go to the other four, because when we do get into severe weather, we do the broadcast on all four. And even if all those go off, bring up the Fergus Now app, because we do stream through that, and that actually, the stream you get from that is actually from the building, not the transmitter. So
okay.
So
so even if we have transmitter trouble,
it'll be on the app.
Yeah. So the Fergus Now app is handy for so many things, but I really love it, and I like how easy it is to, go from one station to the other. I always think of that during the sports season. Sometimes there's two games I want to listen to, and it's really easy to go back and forth between those games. But we will be simulcasting, and so sometimes when you listen to us and there's bad weather, it's crickly, crackly, and
especially on 1250,
yeah. But you bring up the app, and it's crystal clear. It's so easy to listen to. And there's so much good information there, too. So weather and radar and all that stuff. So, but anyway, we do rely on you guys, and we're grateful that you're coming in. So that said, when are we potentially anticipating bad weather?
A little bit tonight, but a really good chance tomorrow night.
Okay. So kind of late night, overnight tonight?
Let me double check.
Yeah, I know I looked at it earlier today, but this time
mainly
of year,
after 3 a.m.
Okay. So this time of year, things change so quickly. And, of course, anytime you get this kind of heat and humidity, we can almost
always have a storm.
I can almost do the forecast, you can almost 100% anticipate that weather coming in. So anyway, we will keep our eyes on the radar for you, and you can stay up to date on all the latest weather with us here, KBRFradio.com, or of course on the Fergus Now app. So, now of course I think we know what to blame for the weather, and that's WeFest.
WeFest, definitely.
Because we always get bad weather when WeFest comes. And I heard one of the, I don't know if he's the owner or one of the organizers of WeFest, interviewed this morning, and he said we do have, plans in place if there's bad weather. They didn't sound like great plans to me.
No.
Because that is pretty open air, and there's only so many people that are going to fit in, like the saloon or any kind of or any kind of building. And, so if you've got a tent, he said they do provide transportation. They would take you to town. But then what? So it didn't, and that takes a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Load people on a bus and get them to town. And sometimes bad weather doesn't wait for that kind of stuff. So I would just, if I was there or I had family members there, I would say, you get the heck out of there if it looks even like there's a potential that this could get bad. I don't know, if I was staying there tonight, if I was within driving distance of home, I think I'd go home, spend the night. You could stay for the concert and then head home and have a safe night. But anyway, WeFesters they're tough. Right?
They are an interesting bunch.
Well, and they want to be there because they love the music, they love the fun, and
They love the fun.
yeah, they do love the fun for sure.
There's several beverages tossed around.
Yeah, and I have not. I don't know. I think they anticipated that it would be a big year, although it's really interesting. I drive 59 every morning, and I have yet to see a lot of traffic. I've not seen hardly any trailers, campers, fish houses being pulled down the road, and maybe they're just going at different times of day.
I think a lot of them are already there.
Yeah.
I saw the line. Joel up in
there was
KBLM
a line. Okay.
drove past it, and it stretched for miles.
Oh, it did. Okay.
And that was Monday.
I think based on ticket sales, I heard this guy say that they were anticipating even a bigger crowd this year than last.
We know the mess they had last year with all the camping and stuff. They oversold the camping.
Oh,
Remember
was that just last year?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was bad. They got a super big black eye from that. Mm-hmm. They added something they said on the east part, and I don't know if it's more camping or. Anyway, my guess is at least they've tried to remedy that situation because that was a black eye last year.
Oh, yeah.
And so that kind of surprises me that a lot of those people came back. But speaking of coming back or not coming back, Texas Democrats who fled the state in protest of a Republican-led redistricting effort were evacuated from their hotel in Illinois due to a bomb threat.
I shouldn't laugh.
Well, I know. It's not funny. But clearly somebody not happy with this. Anyway, the St. Charles Police Department responded to the threat at the Q Center Hotel near Chicago, but found nothing. Authorities evacuated 400 people as a precaution. All guests and staff were able to return safely, and an investigation is ongoing. But I would say that has a political
just slightly
twist. Yeah. A suspect identified as Army Sergeant Cornelius Radford, a 28-year-old, has been arrested following a shooting incident at Fort Stewart in Georgia. This is really sad and unnerving at the same time. 5 soldiers were wounded and hospitalized, with 3 undergoing surgery. All victims are reported to be in stable condition, and it sounds like they will all make a complete recovery. Soldiers at the scene quickly subdued the shooter, leading to his arrest. The incident prompted a lockdown in nearby schools. So this guy is a soldier, has been for 7 years.
Yep, he's been stationed there for 3.
And nobody really knows what the deal is, but...
they said he hasn't deployed overseas.
Right, exactly. And so that brings up another questionable thing. Anyway, it sounded like he used a personal firearm. And anyway, they kind of really don't know why, but certainly that is being investigated, and he is in custody. University of California president revealed that grant suspensions by the Trump administration at UCLA amounted to $584 million, posing, they say, a significant threat to medical science and energy research. This is UCLA now, so you can imagine how they're taking a look at this. The grants were frozen due to allegations of anti-Semitism, with the Department of Justice claiming violations of Jewish student civil rights during a pro-Palestinian encampment. So I think it was pretty clear where those encampments were and what was going on. And I don't know about you, but I applaud the administration for saying, sorry, if that's how you're going to behave, we're going to say grants suspended.
Yep.
$584 million worth. Let's see, President Trump and Apple, interesting combination and partnership, have revealed a new $100 billion commitment by Apple to enhance manufacturing in the United States.
Nice.
Now, I don't know how anyone on either side of the aisle can look at a story like that and not think this administration is doing something good. They're bringing back one of the biggest companies to do manufacturing in the United States. It's going to mean thousands of jobs potentially.
Yep.
And I don't know how you can look at that any other way but to say, wow, Great. Let's bring some more stuff back to the United States. But of course, we're probably the only side who's going to say that. Anyway, this investment now totaling some $600 billion over the next 4 years will create, oh boy, more than I thought, 20,000 new jobs at Apple alone.
Nice.
Among the plants are a smart glass manufacturing line in Kentucky, a server manufacturing facility in Houston, and a manufacturing academy in Detroit. So all of those places going to have a lot more jobs for a lot more people.
Good to hear.
Yeah, and Jen Powell, a New Jersey native, will make history this weekend. First woman to umpire in a Major League Baseball game during the Marlins-Braves series in Atlanta. She's 48 years old, worked behind the plate on Sunday as part of the umpire team. She has steadily climbed the umpire ranks since starting her professional career back in 2016, reaching Triple-A in 2023. So good for her.
Yeah.
She's going to make some history this weekend. And a hunting expedition in South Africa ended in tragedy for a Texas man. His name is Asher Watkins, who was killed by a Cape buffalo he was pursuing.
Those are deadly.
They are. The 52-year-old was part of a group organized by a certain safari group, including a professional hunter and a tracker, when the 1.3-ton buffalo suddenly charged at them at a running speed of 35 miles per hour.
They're often referred to as Black Death.
Wow. The safari company described as an unprovoked attack by an unwounded buffalo.
Unprovoked, he's going to get shot.
Well, maybe. Watkins, a managing partner at Watkins Ranch Group, known for his expertise in ranch and land sales across Texas and Oklahoma, was reportedly on a hunting trip that cost him nearly $10,000. His brother, mother, and stepfather were at the safari lodge at the time of the incident. The safari company's website warns of the risks associated with tracking Cape buffalo, known for their aggressive behavior and reputation as one of Africa's most dangerous animals.
They are. I mean, like I said, they're the locals refer to them as Black Death, and
Wow.
they're also for hunters. They're often referred to as a bullet sponge. I mean, they can take a lot of shots. If you don't get the right shot,
Wow.
you're just going to cheese
And
it off
what
get
did
charged.
I say they weighed? 1.3 tons.
Yeah,
That's a big
that's
animal.
about 2,800 pounds. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, anyway, that's what's going on kind of around the world. And a little closer to home, still a lot of hullabaloo going on in Fargo with regard to leadership. The mayor, I would say, is in a bit of deep water as well,
Yep.
As well as the police chief, Dave Zabalski. And they had a meeting last night. Two of the commissioners, Pep Korn and Michelle Turnberg, both kind of went after the chief, and now they're asking questions of the mayor as well, saying, you know what, you're the guy really, really in charge over this whole thing. And he kind of let the police chief say, well, we don't really have to hold a press conference right now. So instead, the press conference didn't happen for 36 hours.
Yep.
And now they are saying that there was a third, I don't know if it was a deadly event, but there was another shooting, so a third one that evening, kind of in the same area. It sort of appears at this point that they might be related, like two groups. They didn't want to call them gangs, they called them groups or cliques, which I thought was interesting.
They're gangs.
They're gangs.
Yeah.
I don't.
There's gangs in Fargo, people.
I don't know what the criteria is when you quit calling it a group and make them a gang. I don't know. Do they have to have done something criminally wrong?
Well, they shot someone, so
Yeah, I think
I'm gonna
that's
put that
good.
there.
Yeah. So don't you think it's gang-related violence?
Oh yeah.
Boy. Yeah, Fargo has got some issues. And to me, from everything I've read and heard, it sure sounds like poor leadership.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine. Dave Zabalski is saying, listen, I'm not going anywhere. I have no plans to be moved out of this position. And he thinks that he has every reason to stay as the chief of police. There are so many other things that have come up both prior to this and then of course this incident that have kind of pointed to Zabalski as being pretty controlling. He doesn't want city commissioners to talk to any of the police department.
Yeah.
They are only allowed to talk with him. Just making some, drawing some lines that maybe ought not to be drawn. Anyway, and it kind of feels like he's got the mayor kind of in his camp.
Yeah, he's kind of heavy-handed.
Yeah, so now I think the mayor is kind of seeing that he could have some trouble staying in his position too. So anyway, everybody in Fargo, it seems, kind of calling for new leadership. So we'll see how that goes as the next days and weeks play out. Okay, coming up on 9:30, break for the markets, and we're back with more on Morning Talk.
Back with more Morning Talk with Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop. Brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. After the markets on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
The Twins enjoy an off day, taking a 3-game series from the AL Central leading Detroit Tigers. The Twins return home on Friday to host the Kansas City Royals in a 3-game series. The Twins turn to All-Star Joe Ryan on Friday, who is 10-5 with a 2.83 ERA on the season. The Menards pregame lineup card begins at 6:30 with first pitch at 7:10, right here on your home for Twins baseball.
News Talk 1250 AM KBRF. Depend on it.
$1, $2, $3, $400. Add up the savings. It's back to school with Northwest Tire. Receive a $100 instant rebate when you purchase any set of 4-passenger or light truck tires in stock with installation and purchase of premium tire coverage. Plus, get a $100 instant rebate when you use your Northwest Tire credit card. Get a $100 Northwest Tire gift card for future purchases and a $100 Toyo mail-in rebate with purchase of qualifying Toyo tires. Valid through August 31st.
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
If shore lunches and back straps are a main part of your diet, then we've got a radio show for you. Sporting Journal Radio. It's the Midwest's radio home for the outdoors. I'm Brett Amundson, and I'll get you caught up on the latest hunting, fishing, and outdoor information each week with tips from guides, biologists, and wild game cooks. Tune in to Sporting Journal Radio.
Catch Sporting Journal Radio Saturday mornings at 8:06 on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Listen anytime, any place with the new Fergus Now app on your phone.
There's lots of gear to help you fish, but make sure you pack your guides in your tackle box. Listen to Todd and Phil from PT's Guide Service during Gone Fishing, presented by Frontier Marine and Power Sports. Gone Fishing helps you land more fish by letting you know the techniques that are working on area lakes. Listen in as PT's Guide Service shares a boatload of experience. Gone Fishing can be heard right here every Friday afternoon at 5:25, presented by Frontier Marine and Power Sports. Listen in this Friday and let people know you've gone fishing.
Previously on the Under the Hood Show. When I was a kid, I had a chance to get a chemistry set.
I got
only
the
I'd have
chemistry
known.
set, and I started experimenting with the baking soda and the vinegar thing, and how cool that was. And, of course, I had to overdo it like I do everything. And I got it on a little bigger level, and I got in a lot of trouble, and we had to buy new carpet for the living room. It was not good.
You should listen to the Nordstrom's Under the Hood Show with the Motor Medics right here, KBRF, 1250 AM, every Saturday at 10 a.m.
Get the latest in ag information and market updates with the Red River Farm Network. Monday through Friday, News Talk 1250 AM KBRF. Depend on it.
Good morning. Market update time here on the Red River Farm Network. I'm Tyler Donaldson. And grains markets finally seeing some green across the board here to start out the day's trade. Wheat anywhere from 4.5 to 9 cents higher. Corn 4 cents higher. Soybeans 3 to 4 up. Total Farm Marketing market analyst Brian Doherty says the corn markets found some good support in yesterday's trade.
We broke the $4 barrier, probably ran some stops, and then we got some buying action. Even though we did finish negative on the day, we got back up over the $4 barrier. So we'll see if that gives us a bit of a turn here. Now, unfortunately, we're not really seeing a lot of follow-through. We did get a 4 or 5 cents higher here on the open, fueled by a really good export sales report today. New crop sales, 3.16 million metric tons. So that's encouraging to see. That was well above the top end of expectations. Now, there's some little hidden things within that report. There's about 490,000 metric tons of old crop sales that got canceled, likely rolled into the new crop side.
Cattle markets trading sideways, looking to the cash trade.
Choppy trade today, and actually we're climbing back to a little bit of positive territory, but so far really not doing a whole lot. Watching the final cash trade numbers, I think markets already kind of priced most of them in, expecting without any outliers popping up today on cash trade. Looking around 240 in the south, 247 in the north. That August contract traded up to 237 today, so we'll kind of see where it sits as we're getting close to expiration. More focused on that October contract, struggling with the 230 area right now. Did trade over that on the open up to 232.
Reporting agriculture's business, you are listening to the Red River Farm Network.
The North Dakota Mill has been producing northern-grown spring wheat and durum flour since 1922. The mill now adds value to more than 30 million bushels per year. North Dakota Mill employees take pride in the highest quality spring wheat and durum wheat products for the baking and pasta industries. Look for Dakota-made flour in 5, 10, and 25-pound packages, as well as pancake and bread machine mixes. Spring wheat and durum flour, superior quality, is what separates the North Dakota Mill from the competition.
You work hard to bring in the harvest. Amity Technology is right beside you with tools to help get the job done. As the industry leader in sugar beet harvesting equipment, we build harvesters, defoliators, and sugar beet carts. Amity's field-proven solutions, like active height control, give you uncompromised defoliation. And with the best dealer network, parts and service are available when you need them most. Amity Technology, let's get the job done together.
The Red River Farm Network is reporting agriculture's business with the markets, farm news, and weather information you need each and every day.
Again, hats off to you, Don, and the Red River, what you guys do, connecting your listeners to what's happening and people and telling stories. You guys are doing an awesome job at it, so thank you.
That's Greg Peterson, better known as Machine Repeat. The Red River Farm Network can be heard from Worthington to War Road, from Bismarck to Bemidji, 23 radio stations, and online at rrfm.com. Imagine this. You gather a stadium full of farmers, step up to the podium, and tell them about your business. What would that be worth to you and your company? This is Don Wick from the Red River Farm Network. We fill that stadium every day with some of the most progressive-minded, forward-thinking farmers and ranchers around the world. Find out how the Red River Farm Network can carry your message to farmers and ranchers. We're the Red River Farm Network, and we're reporting agriculture's business.
Checking quotes, September wheat Minneapolis up 5 3/4 to 5.74 3/4. Chicago September wheat's up 8 1/4 to 5.16 3/4. KC September hard red winter wheat's up 8 1/4 as well, 5.19 3/4. September corn's at 3.83 1/2, up 3.5 cents. September soybeans up 4 1/4 to 9.69 3/4. November canola is up $6 per metric ton to $675.80 Canadian. August live cattle up 55 cents, $236.85. August feeders down 50 cents at $344.52. August hogs 7 cents lower, sitting at $108.80. This is the Red River Farm Network.
There's lots of gear to help you fish, but make sure you pack your guides in your tackle box. Listen to Todd and Phil from PT's Guide Service during Gone Fishing, presented by Frontier Marine and Power Sports. Gone Fishing helps you land more fish by letting you know the techniques that are working on area lakes. Listen in as PT's Guide Service shares a boatload of experience. Gone Fishing can be heard right here every Friday afternoon at 5:25, presented by Frontier Marine and Power Sports. Listen in this Friday and let people know you've gone fishing.
Are you or any of your loved ones impacted by hearing loss? Do you have ideas on how the state can improve access to language, education, healthcare, employment, and more? We want your ideas. Visit mn.gov/deaf-commission to take the survey. Paid for by the Minnesota Commission of the Deaf, Deafblind, and Hard of Hearing. Aired by the Minnesota Broadcasters Association and this station.
Otter Tail Coaches is hiring bus drivers. $2,000 sign-on bonus and $21.85 an hour. Also hiring motor coach drivers for events and games. Part-time, flexible schedules. Call Otter Tail Coaches to find out more. Otter Tail Coaches of Fergus Falls.
The Twins enjoy an off day, taking a 3-game series from the AL Central leading Detroit Tigers. The Twins return home on Friday to host the Kansas City Royals in a 3-game series. The Twins turn to All-Star Joe Ryan on Friday, who is 10-5 with a 2.83 ERA on the season. The Menards pregame lineup card begins at 6:30 with first pitch at 7:10, right here on your home for Twins baseball.
News Talk 1250 AM KBRF. Depend on it.
News Talk 1250 KBRF. Listen anytime, any place with the Fergus Now app on your phone. Patchy fog this morning, and then we'll see it starting to lift. Actually, it should be lifting through most listening area already. 86 for our high. Mostly sunny. Highs hitting 86, as I said. Winds on the south-southeast at about 8. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms coming in mainly in the late overnight hours. Talking like mainly after 2, 3 in the morning. More showers and thunderstorms throughout the day tomorrow and into tomorrow night, mainly before 1 a.m. tomorrow night, but it could be very severe, so we're going to keep an eye on those. Mostly sunny, 81 for Saturday, sunny 80 or 78 on Sunday. Another chance of showers and thunderstorms by Sunday night. Right now, Fergus Falls, fair skies 75. Winds on the south at 7. This is News Talk 1250 KBRF and Morning Talk. Brought to you this morning and every morning by our friends over at Pioneer Care and at Fergus Falls Monument Company.
All right. And here's a story in the news about another Guinness World Record. And, you know, some of them are so ridiculous, but this one kind of cool. There is a guy in Indiana, and he has kind of been long known as a good gardener.
Okay.
And he's got a sunflower that is poised to break the Guinness World Record, standing just 1 foot shy of the current title holder.
Oh.
So he's still hoping for, you know, good weather, sunshine, rain.
No wind.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, he lives in Fort Wayne, Indiana. He reported that his sunflower plant surpassed a U.S. record last week, reaching a height, get this, 26 feet 8 inches. Now that's a sunflower. Anyway, his flower has continued to grow, and he now believes it is within striking distance of the global record, a 30-footer. 30 foot 1 inch, actually. That one was grown in Germany back in 2014. So, and you mentioned wind. So, to protect the plant, which this guy has gone so far as to name, he named it Clover. I don't know how you get clover out of
a sunflower.
Yeah, whatever.
Should call it Timmy.
Maybe there's clover around there or something. I don't know. Anyway, from mischievous squirrels, and that's what he has to protect it against, because those squirrels are buggers. The city of Fort Wayne is providing a cherry picker to assist in his world record attempt.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's cool. So go Alex from Indiana. We hope
USA.
Yeah, I know, for sure.
USA.
Okay, there's we know there's a poll for everything.
Yep.
Well, there is a poll for office relics that workers are so glad to leave behind. So can you think of any of those office relics that we're glad that we don't use anymore?
Stapler, the mimeography machine.
Yeah. Fax machines.
Okay.
Rolodex.
I still got my Rolodex.
I still have my Rolodex too. Chunky filing cabinets.
Well, you still got a chunky filing cabinet.
Yeah, and you know what? There is a part of me, and maybe it's just my age, but I still like to put my hands on a document.
Yep.
You know, and you know where it is, and it goes in the filing cabinet with the taxes and, you know, all the important documents that you have to have. So I don't care. I'm I'm keeping that Rolodex. I don't look at it very often, but it's down in my office. And if I need to look up a name, a number, or an address from way back, I can just about always find it in the Rolodex. Let's see. Other items that have fallen out of favor include landline desk phones.
Yep.
Business card holders. Why?
Yeah, it's...
What's wrong with a business card holder?
Well, I suppose you scan them into your phone nowadays.
I don't know. You still want to hand your card to people. That doesn't make sense. Computer disks? Okay. The poll found that professionals now treat their smartphones as full-fledged portable office.
Oh, yeah.
And they claim that it has improved their multitasking abilities. Indeed, the workday has evolved. Employees beginning their tasks during their commute, which makes it super unsafe on the road. Although I suppose in bigger cities,
bigger cities are on the subway.
On a bus or the subway, right? Anyway, while 37% now have fully office-based roles, 18% of the people split their time evenly between the office and remote work. And still 21% working at home. I just don't get that. Get out. Go back to work.
I need the interaction. I need the people.
And I think you do for the
sanity.
For sanity. For me, that would be job number one. But also for your productivity and the creativity of what you're producing. I just think you need more heads together.
Yeah.
And sure, you can have a Zoom meeting. You can have a Teams meeting. And I hate all those. Yesterday, I was on a Teams meeting. And first of all, 3 of the 4 were there. And then all of a sudden, the audio or the video went. And then we got the video back, and then the audio went. And it was just this one thing after another. And I thought, if we could just all get together around the table, wouldn't that be great? But anyway, I guess that's the way the world is. But anyway, so they say that fax machine, remember the fax machine that sent that soft paper?
Oh,
I don't know what you
awful.
call it. They were terrible. And it would come off, and then it would be all curled up, and you'd have to like hold it like this to read it. You
felt like you're at the Renaissance Festival reading a scroll.
I know.
It has been directed to us from the mighty metropolis of Perham that we will be talking about this.
Exactly. So, and some of the things that I remember, at least from my time here in radio, some of the things that we have sent down the road in terms of radio equipment, think how nice that's
Cart decks.
Oh my gosh. Think where we've come. I mean, when I was sitting in your spot and had a 4-hour shift on AM 1250 KBRF, I was still playing 45-inch records. So, boy, you talk about making me sound like a wreck.
When I got here, I got the last record player out of the building. And it was in Z103, and I was talking to Stan Como at the time, who was our ops manager, and I'm like, hey, 'cause I was looking to buy a record player, and I'm like, man, that's a really nice one. Nobody uses it. Hey Stan, out of curiosity.
What are you going to do with that?
What are you going to do with that? And he goes, well, I'm kind of moving on. You got to ask the new guy, and the new guy was Greg Brady. And I say, Greg, that record player is kind of in everybody's way. He goes, yeah, I know, I want to get rid of it. I'm like, can I have it? He goes, go talk to Doug. I'm like, hey, Doug, can I have it? He goes, how much you going to pay for it? I'm like, I got a 20. He goes, all right. So I gave Doug 20 and grabbed that. And I had the deal was I had to find a board to go over the hole because they were built into the cabinet.
Right.
So I went and got a board, drilled it in, put it in the hole.
Okay.
Took the techniques, still got it to this day.
And it cost you the 20.
20 bucks.
So anyway, we're really glad to have some things go by the wayside because it used to be pretty cumbersome the way that we did radio.
Yeah.
Especially when when we recorded ads, there was no way to, if you made a mistake, you had to completely start all over again. If you were good enough, you could take a razor blade and you could actually cut out the piece of the tape where you had the mistake, but then you had to take tape and you had to splice the two pieces together. I was never any good at that. So thank heaven technology allows us much easier, less cumbersome ways to record.
One of my fellow overnighters back when I first started at Jay Kramer was a kind of a computer whiz, and he found Cool Edit Pro. And so we showed Stan that, and we were able to convince Stan and Doug to get a copy of that. And
yes.
That was our original, they called it a digital audio workshop.
Yeah, it saved our lives.
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and we currently use the successor to that. Adobe bought Thrillium, which made Cool Letter Pro, and now it's just called Adobe Audition.
Yeah, it's super cool. I mean, and if you could watch how it goes, it's pretty remarkable, really.
Yeah.
And so much easier than cutting
So
tape
much
and
easier.
splicing.
Just highlight, delete.
Yeah, and so, now things are a whole lot easier.
Whole lot easier.
In that regard. So a lot of those things that we're happy to see go down the road.
But if I remember years upon years ago, Jack Brush was going to come back and work on KBRF. And he was sitting in the studio with me, and we were chatting, and he was going to do like the 4 o'clock hour back when we saw the 4 o'clock hour. And I was showing him, and this was just, I want to say this was Digilink 3, not even Digilink Extreme.
Yes, and one screen.
One screen, and he just looked at it and went, nope, because all the computer stuff. And I'm like, man, people's heads spin with, we've got, for those who have seen the studios, we got three screens that we deal with. We got a huge board. And I mean, not to mention all the video equipment.
I know.
They're so
well, like I said,
different.
when I saw you plug all that stuff in the other day, I thought, man, I'm glad I'm old and I'm not doing that because, I mean, I'd figure it out, I suppose.
It's not that difficult.
But, oh my goodness.
It's just a lot and it takes a long time.
It is a lot. Anyway. All right, I read this headline and I think, not even close. The average woman tries to lose weight 7 times over her life.
Oh, a year?
I might start over her life.
Wow.
I might start dieting 7 times a month.
Yeah.
Anyway, women aged 30 to 65 reveal that the average woman attempts to lose weight 7 times over her lifetime and only succeeds once.
I got a feeling there's a lot of just naturally skinny people in that poll that are just like, oh, I've never done it. And then you've got a lot of people said, I've done it 8 times this week.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, for sure. And I just saw something this morning that now all these weight loss injectables, they're called.
Yeah, GLP-1s.
Yeah. So now Lilly, the pharmaceutical company, has come up with a pill that they say will do the very same thing. You will also get the same side effects that you get from the injectables. And I still think we don't know all the fallout going down the road. We just don't know what all these, because everybody and their brother is on them. I mean, you see somebody today and you see them in 3 weeks and they've lost 50 pounds, you know what's going on.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, oh, yeah, there's an Ozempic person. Anyway, it sounds like the FDA is going to approve this pill.
I think they already have because I thought I've seen commercials for it.
Well, I saw a news release this morning that said it hasn't been, they've started making it and they've made a lot of it. It's packaged and ready to go, and they are just waiting for FDA final approval.
Okay.
So, but it's out there and it's ready. So here we go again, more, and now just an easier way. And it kind of sounds like it will be as effective, which if you can take a pill, I think that's going to encourage more people to go after the easy way of weight loss and take a pill. However, this is the only company so far that has manufactured a tablet or a pill. I'm not sure what form it's in. And so
it's going to be spendy.
There is no competition for it. So until there is competition, I don't think this pill is going to be any cheaper than the injectables. But at least you won't have to stab yourself in the stomach every day. I couldn't do that.
I think Jardiance is like that.
Yes, it is.
It's a pill.
It is. Oh, nope. That's an injectable
is it?
too.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I was just trying to remember from the song.
Oh, don't even bring that song up. When that comes up, I have to hit mute quickly. I look for the remote and I can't turn it off.
And they're getting dumber.
Well, because it's an earworm.
Yeah.
And then I find myself singing that, like in the middle of the night, I'm singing that stupid song. So every time that one comes on, I quick hit mute. I just can't even hear it. Otherwise, It sticks in my head. Do you know this? Do you know what the terminology is when people say rust out? I've got rust out. Do you know what that is?
Your old vehicle?
Close, no.
Tetanus? I don't know.
No. It's in the workplace. And people who say that, they have a lot of stress at work, sometimes they say they have burnout.
Yep.
Characterized by exhaustion, reduced personal accomplishment, and it has a counterpart, and it's known as rust out. So either you have burnout or you have rust out. Now, while burnout stems from work overload, rust out arises from the exact opposite: boredom, apathy, and professional stagnation. You're never bored.
No.
No, you can't be. You don't have rust out. Anyway, the mental and emotional decline can result in procrastination, disengagement, and a search for more stimulating work. Unlike burnout, rust out may be unspoken issues, potentially due to an expectation that work should be mundane. However, it can lead to career dissatisfaction and impact your mental health. I couldn't stand it if I was bored at work.
I would love to be bored at work for just one day.
Just one day, I know.
Just one day, not have anything to do, just kind of sit back and go,
yeah, I know. And in fact, I find myself wishing I could just stop the hands on the clock for a couple of hours. Well, let me catch up, because the day goes so fast. But I do remember a day long ago at a different job where it was one of those jobs where you just looked up at the clock, and the day just would not go by. And most of the time I would have my work done by 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'd work till 5. It was the most boring, awful, terrible job. I think I lasted 3 weeks, and that included my 2-week notice.
Wow.
It was terrible. That was the worst job I ever had. And it was working for, I don't even remember the name of it specifically, but it was a credit bureau. And I was basically just the grunt, kind of. And I was physically clipping stuff out of the newspaper about people and filing it in their credit file. You talk about mundane. Oh my goodness. It was terrible. And then we had a girl who could type like nobody's business. I've never seen anyone type so fast. And type, in those days we were using typewriters to fill out these forms. So you had to not only type, but you had to know where to tab to go to the next line, and she was so fast, but she couldn't get it in her head how all of the documents that she needed to complete one task. So that was my task. Stack up all the documents that she needed and then kind of stand there and hand her a piece of paper and she'd roll it through and she'd take the next one from me. It was so boring. So yes, I lasted 3 weeks, and that included my 2-week notice.
Wow.
There you go. Worst job ever. Okay, well, I have a feel good.
Okay.
This is amazing. We should take note. Helsinki, the capital of Finland, has achieved a remarkable milestone: a full 12 months without one single traffic fatality.
Nice.
This success is attributed to a multifaceted approach implemented by the city and its residents, which includes lower speed limits, public transportation improvements, and better street planning, they say. In the 1980s, Helsinki experienced around 30 traffic fatalities per year and hundreds of crashes and collisions that resulted in injury. Over time, as public transportation systems like buses and trams improved, fewer people relied on their own personal vehicles, and the fatality rates began to decline. The data-driven approach also enabled city planners to redesign old grid layouts, incorporating better cycling and pedestrian infrastructure and safer locations. The result of all of these comprehensive measures together is that Helsinki has not recorded a single traffic fatality in the last 12 months.
Well, congratulations for them.
Yeah, that's a pretty big deal.
That is. I mean, especially you get a city that size.
Yeah, absolutely. And that brings me to a reminder that it's not going to be more than 3 weeks before we have kids back in school.
Yep.
There was a traffic fatality, so sad. A 9-year-old boy was hit and killed in a crosswalk in Fargo just in the last couple of days, and that makes me think of, okay, back to school, a lot of kids not really paying attention, and
they're excited,
running across the streets, and mom dropping them off on the other side of the road, and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so just a heads up to, start thinking ahead to back to school, because we really got to be careful. All right, well, that's going to wrap up another week. So happy weekend, everybody, and we'll be back on Monday with more of Morning Talk and our show Today and Every Day, brought to us by Pioneer Care and by Fergus Monument Company. Have a great weekend.